James Keating, and welcome to Knife Coach. I'm going to be showing you some ideas, some thoughts about the first article, the first Knife Coach session or installment that I put up online at my website, www.jamesakeating.com, and giving you a little bit of background about that number one article. All right, I'm going to start. I've got various knives laid out here. I'm going to start by just giving you some ideas, some thoughts to consider. In the article, I have a little section, a little paragraph about just closing your eyes, holding a knife, and being able to more or less identify its use and purpose out in the real world. In other words, what would I do with this? Okay, a knife like this, just intuitively, eyes closed, in 3 seconds of holding it, I know this wouldn't be something that I would want to work with every day and saw or whittle with. It just doesn't lend itself to that whatsoever. What it does lend itself is like a gigantic needle. It tells me it wants to pierce, like a dagger. Its weight is like that of a quality dagger. So it's a stiletto, but I'm just saying we all know stilettos are about thrusting, about the use of point over the edge. But feel that aspect to it. Don't just assume by looking at it. Feel the idea behind the design. The same way, if I take something like the cold steel bore hunter, or with this sax style blade they call it. This has a unique feel. It's a little point heavy. It's very thick here on the spine, probably like a 1/4 inch. So it's a heavy piece, but yet moves well, and it wants to bite. So it tells me that it would be good for wood-tick type things. Not so much full hard thrusts, but nice little wood-tick actions, that it would cut real deep and fast. And that I could use this big blunt spine to parry and come back quick. Much like my own knife, which I made a trilogy a while back. I had the straight shot, the Procopto, and the Argentine. Some of you may remember those knives. Well, one was made for a hallway sort of environment. The other was a brush clearing combat knife. Each had a purpose and an environment that it should operate in. To me, this would be a great subway knife or tunnel knife because it can be directed real quick to the sides and do massive damage that a normal knife or dagger may not. So, and of course being a sub-hilt, that tells me how to use it. Pull the trigger to make my cuts. Quit using my arm and use my index finger to make these vicious cuts. So design, holding it in your hand, should tell you a whole bunch of things. When you use a rubber handle knife like that, or like in this hook blade folder, this micarta, this is a dead substance. Know that. When you feel it, you should feel nothing. It's dead. When you hold something like this antique karambit, bone and ivory, this you can feel. It has good energy about it. Well, why is that? Well, because the sheath itself is bone, the blade, Damascus, bone handle, natural. I really like this knife here from Boker, the Tough. It's got wood handle. This feels totally different in my hand. Don't just feel the design, feel the essence of that material that's in your hand, of that blade. And those of you that have trained with me know for a fact that natural substances over man-made substances create incredible differences in your grip strength and your overall ability. So, just something to think about. Let's go ahead and get into the guard segment. Andy, why don't you bring in a couple of knives, grab that one over there for me, and let's set that off. Thank you, sir. And we're going to talk a little bit about our guard positioning. Many people feel, you know, you should learn to fight from any guard. They all have a purpose. You know, some guys will strike something like this, like a backhand position. Some will lead with the live hand. Others will lead with the blade. It depends on who's teaching them and what they're trying to accomplish, hopefully. What I don't think is so good in the world of knife is the generic guard for no purpose. I mean, this is what I do because this is what they showed me. No idea of why you're doing it. You're just monkey see, monkey do. The same with any of these. You see a guy in a picture book like this, and so you want to do that too. Maybe that guy had a reason for doing that. And he may use a series of guards, 5, 6, 7 guards in the course of a knife fight with another expert, trying to trick that guy because there are no primary attacks in a knife fight. If I just go to hit him, he's going to cut me. So this definitely has to be a fake. Otherwise, I'm going to be in trouble. So knife fighting is full of fakes, full of tricks. Otherwise, you get cut up yourself. So our guard is the beginning or basis of these tricks. So if I'm down here like this in a low line facing Andy, what I'm going to say is I'll probably have to ascend in some direction. So I know that. If I'm down here like this, I'm asking him to hit me in the face, and I shouldn't be surprised. I've got to be ready to move in. On the other hand, if I'm open wide here, like a chopping action, cross-body chopping, or back to the one that I prefer, the Spanish guard, where my knife is pointed right at his head, right here. Now, every guard has a purpose. I've told you this. So if my hand is low and he hits me, see, I'm going to check, look, we're back into a disarm and a hit to the neck. If he hits there, I'm just going to open up from here, take him into a bargain position. He's in trouble. So I'm allowed to do that because I'm in low position. If I'm here and he hits me, I'm certainly not going to dive down here and do that. It wouldn't make sense. You have to understand which lines are available, not techniques, but lines are available from each of the position. I'm wide, what's available? I'm cross, what's available? I'm low, what can I get? And I'm higher here, what's available? I like this one because it cuts his options. He has to come under me to do anything to me. So I can cut him and move with greater security. Here, I'm fighting gravity, and I have that liability. Oh, he might get in before I can raise my hand. I don't mind this, knife fighting yielding. So I don't mind this, but when I do, I've got to be aware that I've got to close that trap quickly. And of course, remember, he's also posing threat, fake threat, and doing his tricks on me. I have to be aware that if he comes in and that is his trick, I'm going to be hurt. He's setting me up. So again, back to what is your guard really doing for you? Is it guarding you? Or is it just a position you take and go, okay, get away from me because I'm fierce, I have a knife? That isn't enough. I know for a fact that if I go low here, is different, see, positions. I know what I can do here. People say, well, what if he hit an inward shot? What if he did? I'm going to cut his head off. What if a backhand shot? Open his belly. That's why you learn these drills. You've got to be ready to go. The drills should not dictate what we do in combat. They should allow us access to knowledge that then builds our spontaneous abilities. To say, like, I'm going to try to do a drill, sombrata, whatever, with somebody is stupid. But I will learn from sombrata. I will learn that if he strikes me high, I can come in and cut his throat double time and capture him, do whatever I'm going to do. He'll say, did you learn? Yes, that was roof, inward sweep. That was exactly sombrata. So I will extrapolate on these techniques that the drills teach us and then use them to ignite that spontaneity inside. And that is where real skill resides. That's where it comes from. People always point out drills are no good. Right, if you do nothing with them except monkey see, monkey do, they're no good. But if you build on them, they are good. They do tend to go further. So guard is only part of the greater picture that you need as a knife fighter, but it's the beginning. All right, thank you, Andy. James, come on in. One of the things that I warn you about are these type of guards. If you're going to let the guy cut you, you've already kind of messed up in your mind. He'll take advantage of you. Don't play that line, I'll take a cut to deliver one. Don't do it. It's not very good logic. It's like, so you're going to let somebody shoot you so you can shoot them? You don't even have to train for that kind of craziness. So if you're going to do that, you don't need training, you don't need knife, you don't need anything. Just be stupid and go out and get hurt. The reason I train is so that I don't do those stupid things and get hurt. They get hurt. That's the goal. If I get hurt, shit happens. But at the same time, that's not what I train or plan for. Only as a contingency in worst case scenarios. So do not give something away. Make them earn it. So I'm dead set against this because he could move and cut that knife or that live hand right away before my knife could get out there. If you are going to do a live hand skill, do not put it out and let this happen. Come at him square. This type of guard, just flat here, is one of the best because then I'm totally flat and can move wherever I want to do. And anything that comes in there, I can make my actions. So, people say, well, that's not much of a guard. Yeah, it is. It's a knife fight, not a fist fight. So, this is one of the very best, is right there, just moving. Let them decide what they're going to do, and then take advantage of it. Because of what? Because we yield. Not because I'm going to stop him, because I yield to him. And if I can get him to commit, if I can get in his heart and mind that, aha, I've got Keating, then I've got him. But if I can't make him commit to that and do that, well, then he'll probably be very cagey and he'll be a hard one to fight. He may get me. So understand these essences of these guards. If you have a low guard, you cut up. You cut up. All right? These would be your shield or your upward roofing actions. Exactly. If I have a high guard here, this would be just a dropping 1 or a dropping 2, like that, a high 1 or 2. If he takes advantage and goes to cut from here, I drop my hand and cut the limb. So any of these things will work, but he has to say, I see Keating's hand is exposed. There's the cut I wished. He committed to that cut to take my hand off. I dropped and cut his limb. So use the guard or target denial system. I channel him just like I would in an irrigation ditch or anything else. Where I want him, I channel him. I tell him where to go. I allow him to see this quadrant exposed. He'll take it. I allow him to see this quadrant exposed, or the lower body, or the upper body. And make a big deal about it because you want him to see that you're really sincere. This is how I fight. He goes, I'm going to get this guy. That's what I hoped. So work on these guards, not only as a guard, but as a basis of deception and application of your skills. All right, I'm the knife coach. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, James. And I'll see you on the next one. Keep practicing.